In my fourth and last video on how to close a company in China, I will discuss how a limited liability company in China can be dissolved and deregistered by merging it into another company. Now, generally there are two forms of mergers available for limited liability companies in China: a merger by absorption and a merger by new establishment. In the case of a merger by absorption, one company, the so-called absorbed company, is merged into another company, the so-called accepting company. In the case of a merger by new establishment, on the other side, two or more companies are merged into a newly established company. In both cases, any company that is merged into the accepting company or the newly established company will cease to exist as a legal entity and will be deregistered upon completion of the merger. The accepting company or the newly established company, on the other hand, will become its complete legal successor, which means that it will assume all rights and liabilities, all assets, employees, contracts, etc. of the absorbed company. Foreign invested companies in China may also be merged in such way, for example into another foreign invested company or into a domestic company. It is, however, not possible to merge any kind of Chinese limited liability company into a foreign company, which means a cross-border merger. For foreign investors in China, this will likely mean that dissolving and deregistering a subsidiary in China may only be an option if the foreign investor has another and second company in China, which could then serve as the accepting company in a merger by absorption. Regardless, however, of whether the absorbed company is merged into an affiliated company or an unrelated company or newly established company, there are two things that should be noted. For one, it will have to be reviewed whether the accepting company fulfills all the qualifications to continue the business of the absorbed company. For another, it must be ensured that the merger does not result in a situation where a foreign invested company becomes active in an industry that is either prohibited or restricted for foreign investors.